But I'm going to challenge you today to stop being a dreamer, to stop being a architect, and I want you to be a builder, right? So the architect is one who draws up these elaborate designs for buildings or structures. The builder is the one who takes the dream and turns it into an actual building that we can reside in, that we can touch, that we can actually see. It's that time again. I'm here with my trusty journal, and we're going to look at how dreams become nightmares. And so, my subtitle that I have in here is Why It's Time to Stop Dreaming Big and Start Working Small. Now, if you are like me, we know the importance of having dreams. We've been told to dream big, to actually dream bigger than maybe we even think possible. Well, could I challenge you to stop dreaming? Right? I know. So here's the first thing I want to say. Here's what Proverbs 29:18 says. It says, "Where there is no dream, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish." Now we've heard that, and we sometimes, if we're not careful, we can think, well, all I have to do is dream big. I can set these big goals. But I'm going to challenge you today to stop being a dreamer, to stop being a architect, and I want you to be a builder, right? So the architect is one who draws up these elaborate designs for buildings or structures. The builder is the one who takes the dream and turns it into an actual building that we can reside in, that we can touch, that we can actually see. So, is one of your gifts also a curse? Is the fact that you are a dreamer also hurting you? Maybe you get stuck in the dream phase. I know I can be there as well. That's why, once again, I tell you all, that's why I put out the videos in the frequency that I do, simply because I don't want to be accused of only being a dreamer, saying, well, the good book says that where there is no vision, where there is no dream, people perish. But that is not enough. We believe that the dream or that the goal is enough. And so there is this idea that goal setting does not equal goal getting. Now, we're coming up on the end of the year. You've heard of resolutions or setting your goals or maybe even having a bucket list. But how frequently do those goals that we set actually turn into realities? And if you and I are not careful as dreamers, our dreams will actually turn into nightmares. And I don't want that for you, much like you don't want that for those that you love or care about. So here's what Second Thessalonians says, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. Second Thessalonians, if any would not work, neither should he eat. So this is where we get our idea. Hey, if you don't work, you don't eat. So the dream, the setting of the goal is not enough. So I'm going to ask you, where have you dreamed maybe a little bit too long? Where have you been an architect of things and you drew up the blueprints and you had the plans and you set those aside? And then you started drafting or drawing up some more dreams, some plans, a blueprint, and you set those aside. And again and again and again. And you never became a builder. That's where our dreams can become nightmares. We know dreamers who talk but don't work. Now, it's my hope that you are not one of those people. We know architects, dreamers who have these great ideas, but they never turn into anything concrete. For a while, I was there. I would talk, 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 and I wouldn't walk. I wouldn't be about much. And here's what happens when we see those dreamers, those talkers come into the room. When they come into the room, we leave. What do you say about that dreamer? I mean, we know that person. Now, hopefully, we aren't pointing the finger at that person and the whole time the entire room is pointing back at us. When they come into the room, we leave. Their dreams are considered empty talk or simply entertainment. When someone tells us, well, here's what I am going to do, here's what I believe, this is a dream I have, and we say, well, what about the past 20 years of dreams that you've told us about that you're no closer to achieving? Are you one of those people? Now, I want to challenge you that if after doing a dream audit and you realize, hey, I have a lot of blueprints over here. I have a lot of plans that never made it to the building phase, because we know that where there is no vision, where there is no dream, people perish. Your business, your health is not going to flourish if you don't have a dream and a vision for it. But also, if you don't work, you should not eat. The farmer does not simply say, I want to have a robust harvest. They actually have to go out and sow some seeds into the ground, dreaming of the future, the weight, the relationship, the house, the home, or the business, the success that you want to have is not going to be enough. If we want to eat the fruits of, we must do the work. That's what Second Thessalonians says. So we can't only stop with Proverbs 29:18. We also have to dive in and see the other side of that equation. Here's what unfulfilled dreams become. Unfulfilled dreams become nightmares. Now, you may know someone, hopefully it is not you, that is living a nightmare of a life, because in here and here, they have these dreams, these goals, these desires, but they are unfulfilled. We typically see this in our aged population, or those who have come to the end of their time here on this spinning orb that we call Earth, and they have not fulfilled their dreams, and they're full of regrets. Well, I want to encourage you today not to live a life of regrets. I want you to fulfill those dreams that you have on the inside in any and every area of your life. That's why you see me right here in a backyard, where my wife and I said, we love the water. We just don't like going to the beach. So we just put a stock tank pool in our backyard. Hey, we love this idea of having freedom and being able to go and come when we choose. So we purchased a smaller house than we could have so we could have the resources to travel when we want. That's why I'm always talking about the tiki torches. I want you to decide to have a life, to have these dreams become realities. And if you all see the smoke right now, that's because my tiki torches are burning and the winds of change did blow. Here's what those unfulfilled dreams become. Regret, it erodes self-esteem, and then it increases doubt. And none of those items are things that we want to have in our lives. When we look at those who are the best, the happiest, the most fulfilled around us, they might not have everything, but they have said, I'm going to take small actions to achieve these big goals, these dreams that we have. And so actions turn dreams into reality. So Jim Rohn would call it action pronto. Jim Rohn would say, or Uncle Jim, as we say, would say, hey, do something today that could drastically impact your tomorrow, your next year. Do it now. Action pronto. And so it doesn't have to be anything great, any grand action. So here's my challenge to you. As soon as this video is over, I want you to stop dreaming big and start working small. What are those small things that you could implement, maybe with no extra effort? Maybe it's not enough for you to watch this video. Maybe you need to write down some ideas. I'm going to share a simple formula for doing the small things to yield big results here in a moment. For instance, if we're talking about health, what if you committed to doing 10 push-ups or 50 push-ups daily for 1 month? Now, that's just a small deal, but here's what I understand and what I believe. I believe that if you commit to doing 50 push-ups a day for a month, you're probably going to make better decisions when it comes time for dinner. Now, that's just a small action. Is it going to say I am now at my goal weight or I look the way I want to in 30 days? Probably not, but it is going to be a small action that you could take today. You could even do that right now as we finish out this video. Read for 5 minutes daily for 2 weeks. Maybe you want to increase your proficiency at work, or you want to be perceived or positioned as an expert. Well, at your current knowledge level, it's just not going to happen. Maybe you don't need to go through and read an entire book. Maybe your start to your big dream is to start working small. Just 5 minutes. Maybe you don't even want to read the book. Maybe it's going to be audio book or Audible. Not that I get any royalties from Audible. I'm just saying these are some ideas. Small actions will create habits, which will result in small victories. That's going to lead to increased self-esteem, and then you're going to gain some momentum. And once we get the momentum going and flowing, that's going to result in dreams becoming reality. So what small step can you take today? And so here's the question. These are the questions that I want to ask you as we close out this video and this year. What do you need to stop dreaming about and start working on? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Could it be your relationships? Maybe it's your knowledge base where you need to say, man, I want to be perceived as a leader. I want to be the best in my chosen field or endeavor or practice. But maybe I could just open up an article and read 5 minutes of an article or a publication about this field. Maybe I need to work on my health by simply walking for 5 or 6 minutes, standing up the appropriate number of times each day. There are apps for everything. And it's probably not going to be any more difficult than the life you're leading right now. It is going to require some intentionality to stop talking and start walking, to stop dreaming and start doing. And then what can you do in the next 24 hours? So this is my challenge to you. Find something, decide right now in the next, I'm going to say 5 minutes. What are you going to do in the next 24 hours that's going to take that dream and begin making it a reality? After you know what you're going to do in the next 24 hours, what are you going to accomplish in the next 10 days to get that dream further along the path, to take it from architect and blueprints and plans to maybe laying the foundation? So 24 hours, 10 days, and then in the next 30 days. I believe that if you can map out your 24 hours, 10-day, 30-day, that you're going to be well on your way. And how do I know it? Look at me, right? This is not because we have everything, right? It's not because we're better than anyone. It's simply because we decided that the dreams we had here and here, we turned those into small action steps. The pavers that our pool is on, we just bought the pavers very early. We leveled the ground, put the pavers down even before we had the stock tank pool. Then I purchased the pool pump. Right? And so this is how we can do these seemingly small and insignificant action steps to result in living a life of your dreams. So if you found this video impactful, enjoyable, I'm going to ask you to like this video, comment. I would love to know what area of your life. You can go into as much detail as possible. If there's a small goal that you want to accomplish, let me know what the first step that you're going to take. Most importantly, be sure to share this content with someone that you believe would benefit from it. And I want to remind you that you have everything that it takes in here to get everything you want out here. Remember that I love you. God loves you, and there's nothing you could do about it. And until the next time I see you or you see me, don't be average, be world renowned. Peace.